Good morning, friends of Sudoku, and welcome to another hard Sudoku from the New York Times. Today is July 6, 2023. Let's get right to it. I can see a 9 and a 7 blocking these three squares. Therefore, a 9 and a 7 must go in these two squares, leaving a 1, 6, and a 4 for these squares. There's a 1 and a 6 blocking this square. Therefore, it must be a 4. These must be 1s and 6. We also have a 2 blocking across here and down here. So here's a 2. For the top row, we need to find 1, 4, 6, 7, and an 8. There's a 6, 4, 7, and an 8, all blocking this square, which therefore must be a 1. And since we know that these two squares must be a 1 and a 6, we now know that the 1 goes here and the 6 must go here. Over here in box 9, we have a 1, 2, 4, 7. They must find homes here, 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 or here, except we do have the 2 already. So we need to find squares for the 1, 4, and a 7. We have a 1, 4, and a 7 blocking down here. So it's clear now that the 1, 4, 7 must go in these squares. I think that this square and this square both must be a 3 and a 5. Let me have a check. We know that these three squares must be a 1, 7, 4. So if we look at this square, we can see that it cannot be a 1, 2. It can be a 3, but not a 4. It can be a 5, but not a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this is, in fact, a 3 or a 5. Now let's look at this square. It is restricted by the same digits, I think. It cannot be a 1, 2. It can be a 3, but not a 4. It can be a 5, but not a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So in fact, we do have a remote 3, 5 pair here. And since these will be occupied by 1, 7, and 4, and we're now looking at these two squares here, they seem to have to be a 6 and an 8. So we got a 6 and an 8 here, 3 and a 5 here. One digit is missing, and that's a 9. It must go here, here. So can we do anything with the knowledge that we have 6 and 8 here? Not really. We have 6s now here or here, and we have 8s here or here. But it's something to keep in mind for later, I think. But it strikes me that we can do something with this newfound knowledge of the 3-5 pair, because it now is clear that a 3 can't go here or here. We have 3s blocking down here and here, therefore this must be a 3. And that is quite a good find, I think, because now across here we need to find a 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. There's a 4, 5, 6, 9, all block this square, which therefore must be a 7. Now we have 7s here or here. We also have 1s here and here. So where to place a 4? It's got to go here. Remember, these three squares had to be a 1, 4, and a 7. So the 1 and the 7 block this square, which therefore is the 4. This 4 blocks across here, this 4 blocks across here, and this 4 blocks down. So here's a 4. Now we have a 4 in one of these squares. 5, 6, 9 here. We have a 9 and a 5 blocking this square, which therefore must be a 6. And this is a 5, 9. And I think that will have to wait. Oh, we know that this is a 5, by the way, because we got 2 5s blocking down. And we also remember that one of these had to be an 8, so we can enter that without thinking any more about that. So 1, 7, 3, 5, 3, 5. 8, 6. And since we have a 6 logging down here and across here, this must be a 6. Here we need a 9 and a 3. Speaking of 3s though, this 3 blocks here, this virtual 3 blocks up. We got 3 blocking across and across, so a 3 must go in this square and therefore in this square. And this must be an 8. So this puzzle is slowly revealing its secrets to us, isn't it? 2, 7, 9 here. Let's see, 2 and a 9 blocks across, so here's a 7. This is now a 2, 9 pair. 4, 6, 8 across these 3 squares. I can't do anything about that. Still a 7, 9 for these two. It would be really nice to see the next number, wouldn't it? But I do have a 3, I'm sure, because we have this 3 blocking down. We have this 3 blocking over and this 3 blocking over, so here's a 3. Now we know that this is a 3, and therefore this must be a 5. And that gives me a 5 for one of these squares. We also have an 8 blocking up, so this must be a 2, and these must be a 5, 8 pair. Here we are looking at a 3, 9. The 3 blocks over, the 9 goes here, the 3 here. Therefore, this must be a 9, and this must be a 2. Now we got a 2 in this square because we got these 2's blocking up. And what else do we have? Well, 6, 8, still looking for a 5 and a 9. The 5 blocks across here. Here's a 9, here's a 5. That makes this a 7, and this a 9. Now we got 9 here, with no further explanation necessary, I think. 1, 6, and a 7 across here. We got 1 and a 7 blocking here. Here's a 6. Here's the 1, 7, and the 1, 7. The 6 blocks down here, so here's an 8, and here's a 6. Now we got 8 here, and 6s. We can have 6 here, so that's no good. 4 and 5 here, though. The 5 blocks across. Here's a 4. Here's a 5. Now that gives me a 5 here and an 8 here. 1, 4, 9 here. We got 9 blocking across, 9 blocking down. Here's a 9. 1, 4. 4 blocks up. Here's a 1. Here's a 4. 1 blocks up. 1 blocks across. A 1 goes here and therefore here. Here we need a 7. And therefore a 7 in one of these squares. These two must be a 5 and an 8. The 8 blocks up, of course, so here's a 5, here's the 8. This square must be a 6, and therefore we have a 6 here, because we just talked about how one of these must be a 6, didn't we? And these must be a 7 and an 8. That will have to wait for a few seconds, I think. Over here, we're looking for a 4 and a 7. The 4 blocks down. Here's a 7. Here's a 4. So this 7 now forces a 1 to go here and a 7 here, and therefore a 7 here. And as we just mentioned, this must be an 8. That gives us an 8 for this square. And these two, the 1 blocks up here. So here's a 1, and the last one must be a 2. That was a neat little puzzle from the New York Times today. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.